let's see. Antifa.com. Enter. Well, hello, Mr. Biden. Uncle Joe. You know, they call him Uncle Joe. They also call Joseph Stalin Uncle Joe. Did you know that? Something don't make much sense with what I'm seeing right there. That was like that guy's got a mask on or something. He must put an awful lot of collagen in their face. Maybe it's all that, drinking all that blood. Well, can't make the shit up. Antifa leads straight to Uncle Joe. So yeah, if you look at Uncle Joe, certain people have been nicknamed Uncle Joe. Well, Joe Biden, he was nicknamed that. I don't know if people still call him that or not. Sometimes nicknamed Uncle Joe in the press. Guess who else was nicknamed Uncle Joe? Joseph Stalin. And a few other folks. Yeah, like the American mobster and former acting boss of the Philadelphia crime family. And Gambini. And it's interesting, the night of the inauguration of Uncle Joe, when they had the tens of thousands of officers and National Guard, etc., and Portland, well, Antifa decided to attack the Democratic Party's headquarters. As you can see right here. Well, I'm not going to open it up because. But anyways, Antifa vandalized the Democratic Party in Portland. And they put in there F Biden. Smashed windows and painted it, and that was the same day of the inauguration, right? Or the night before? Correct? Looks like nothing's changed. Let's see if we go here. So you go there. And that's an example of non-linear warfare. How Putin reinvented warfare. This concept non-linear describes that a conflict does not have clear front lines or districts friendly enemy areas. Non-linear warfare relies on the subversion and division of the enemy's social and political structure, allowing the aggressor to do their will by any means, not just brute force. The ends justify the means. Another, it's also called the hybrid warfare, and it's a psychological operation too. Where they just everything's constantly, it's mass confusion when it comes down to, where they just nothing makes sense, total constant contradictions being thrown at you. So that's what some of the things we're going through. Non-linear warfare. And that's right. When you type in, once again, just Antifa, unless it changed. When you type that in, you get the White House, and you get an image of Joseph Biden. And what else do I want to say here? Oh yeah, maybe another good example might be let's see. So we have here, okay, this is the same day on the 20th. It said that. That's the numbers. You had 11,000 likes, 56,000 dislikes, and then 15 minutes or so later, actually this would be on the 23rd actually, because I just did it today. It dropped by 1,000. Dislikes, but no increase in the likes. So obviously they're messing with the metrics. And oh, by the way, Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum, his mentor, by the way, it turns out to be Henry Kissinger. And we look in here, let's go here real fast. White House YouTube channel. Same video. Same day now, a few hours later, and now it's now bounced up to 58,000 dislikes and 12,000 likes. Now a lot of people say, well, it has something, well, not a lot of people, but some people may say that, well, that has something to do with the metrics, the AI catching up, whatever, you know, the numbers, the analytics catching up, and sometimes it goes back and all that, but it shouldn't have to go back at all. Certainly shouldn't have to drop by 1,000 and then go up. So it went from, it dropped 1,000, then went up 3,000 one day, dislikes, and 1,000 likes more, but still keeping it at that steady ratio there. About 80% of the people that have watched this express their dislike for it, which pretty much goes with pretty much how the country feels about the political institutions, you know, where nothing more than an instrument, the oligarch, to deceive, to steal, kill, and destroy. So remember, we're dealing with something that's called non-linear warfare. And so the reason why there's so much chaos being pushed on us is because it's deliberate, intentional, to confuse you, to keep you going here, there, and everywhere, but except to Jesus. For those that think that Jesus is some kind of for simpletons or weak-minded people, well, guess what? I'll take that. I'd be more than happy to be a simpleton and a weak-minded person compared to what you have to offer. I already walked down your road. Mind you, Christianity, the religion, what we see is the false form of following the Lord Savior Jesus Christ. I understand why you'd have a dislike for it, so. Anyways, no. So this is, I guess, the latest. Is anything new? Yeah, it's the latest from Portland. This is the 23rd. It says here protesters defend themselves with constructed shields and umbrellas from hailstone of the less lethal rounds being fired at them by ICE and DHS officers. I'm starting to think that a lot of these people that are supposedly Antifa are actually government agencies, and this is training for something. I hate to tell you, this is training for them to desensitize these police officers and military folks to shoot on their own people. A year ago, it would have been unthinkable, right? To think that throughout the country that this, the military or that police officers would just open up on people, right? Especially after like things from memory of Kent State and etc. Right? Not to say that there hasn't been police abuse and all that kind of stuff against minorities and everyone else, for that matter. Notice Antifa's wearing black, and so are the officers wearing black. Here, this is very interesting here. This old lady gets kicked. Boom. Jeez. Allegedly by a cop. So it's desensitizing the police and everyone else to the future violence that's coming up. Is even going to be worse. Here it says domestic terrorism, especially this whole thing. Here, this is interesting. Breaking, a Biden administration issues an immediate and very powerful statement in response to the repression of protests today in Russia. Isn't it great to have a real president again? Trump out. And anyways, so you have these riots and that happened also in Russia, and the police, and people. What's cool about that? The snowball. Let's see if you can find that. Russian. Let's see. I don't know if you could find it. In the snow, of course. So the Russians have their version of what we had on the the 6th, you know, that was a staged event, and I guarantee you that was happening in Russia, the same thing. And I don't know if I'll be able to find. I'll put snowballs and see if that works. Snowballs. So the Russians are doing that too. Of course, not much different. Oh, here it is. One thing I want you to notice is that everybody, all the supposed law enforcers, police officers throughout the world are all dressing up in black. It's no longer the men in blue in the States. It's everyone's in black. So yeah, this is another fun example of this non-linear warfare, hybrid warfare, where they throw everything in the kitchen sink at you and you're trying to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, they're robbing you blind, and this is leading to a major eugenics program, in which they are going to try to get desensitize the police departments and the law enforcement agencies and the military to get used to firing on their people again. And it's going to be this everywhere. So there's something to think about. And you know, you have these making these comments about, like, you know, Biden making a comment about what was going on in Russia, and then Russia doing the same thing, but they're all the same. In fact, it's very hard to really claim the United States government is a capitalist government. I'm 52 years old, and I've never witnessed true capitalism where it's not interfered with by the government itself, managed and micromanaged. And it's going to get even worse. And it's kind of fun looking at these cops it's fun seeing them throw snowballs at them. It's also, you know, obviously they're letting this happen. You know, at least long enough to get the optics. But non-linear warfare, where nothing makes any sense, desensitizing both sides, and meanwhile, food rationings will be happening within the year. Looks like there will be some kind of they'll start doing their cyber hacking thing that will come straight from the government agencies and the plutocracy and the oligarchs themselves. And yeah, so it's full of contradictions, you know. While Biden's getting sworn in, Antifa's you know vandalizing the Democratic Party's office in Portland and writing down "F-U Biden." And you would say, okay, well, okay, they're communists, and they're anti-fascist, and they're anti-government, and they want revenge. But the funny thing is, when you type in Antifa, which is, you know, which I showed earlier, and it pops up, it goes straight to the, you know, whitehouse.org or .gov or whatever the hell it is. And so this is all set up, folks. We're all getting set up here. If we don't wake up, they're gonna have us kill each other, and they're gonna sit back and enjoy it like they did in the Civil War in the United States, where the elite and the oligarchs would have picnics on hillsides and watch as the Union soldiers and the Southern soldiers just shot each other in line. And you see the same thing going on. And so it's clear to me, I don't think I'm really projecting or speculating too much when it comes to this, because as far as like Antifa being part of the program, part of desensitizing the police, the riot squads, the military, and some lady thinks it's a good idea, old lady, to just go stand out in front of those people. I mean, it's like the stupidest thing you'd ever do, unless it was for, other reasons. Like, see, like, yeah, so you have the blacks, like, everyone's in black. Everyone's in black. Like, hey, you want to know who we are? We're, Antifa, they're in black. Just like you did 6, with the alleged insurrection that was clearly staged and set up. And the people in the front were in black again, you know what I mean? And it's a shame what they're doing. So I would be, it's going to be one hell of a year. So it's going to be one hell of a year.